Al, thanks very much for joining us and for the update on how the church plan is going. Let's begin by talking about your weekend away. I understood you took the church away, or you attempted to. How did that go?
We had a weekend away for a City Bible Forum and invited the people who come to our home group as well. And we had probably 10 or a dozen people from the home group come away, which was great.
Why would you do something like that?
Yeah, I was asking myself that a couple of weeks out. It's actually a lot of work to get people to come away. If you're part of a long-term church culture, a weekend away is just kind of a routine thing. But for people who've never been involved in a church before, to go away for a whole weekend, weekend away is a big deal. What it does, it just it pushes relationships forward much more quickly. And so, you spend a weekend with somebody, it's equivalent of 100 one-hour meetings. You get to see people kind of early in the morning, late at night. You have meals together. We had the great bushwalk, and one of the guys who I really like has fractured his ankle. That's all the kind of stuff that relationships are built on.
Yeah. Now, you also, I take it, get to understand more about the people themselves and maybe get a much accelerated view as to where they are with spiritual things.
You do that, yes. Yeah, and you get the opportunity to speak to people, and you actually get to do, this time we did 3 talks on the life of Joseph. We covered Genesis 37 to 50, and to do that in one package, it can be a lot more powerful and kind of spread out week by week, or even some of our people come fortnightly, and so you kind of get more the spiritual input quicker as well.
Any highlights?
There was one lady there. Is a great lady. I don't think she'd say she's a signed up. She's not really a signed up Christian yet, and she's reading the story of Joseph, and we're kind of halfway through, and she said to one of the other girls there, "I just want to know, does Joseph get to meet his father again?" And she's kind of reading the story. And I thought, oh yeah, that's great. I take it for granted I've read it 100 times, but to have someone read it fresh, oh yeah, that's great.
Well, how about the model that you're actually in now as a church planter? You're really part-time at the moment, and I guess, as you say, that gives puts a lot of strain on trying to develop relationships. Are there any pros to that sort of arrangement?
Yeah, the part-time thing at the moment, the group we've got gets for me Sundays and a few hours during the week, and I hope next year I'm trying to work out how to give it more time. That's the downside, and sometimes you've only got so much emotional energy, so much time, and so on. The upside is it's financially a lot cheaper. So to pay a church planter, a family, to rent a house, to rent a building, you're looking at 70, 80, 100,000 or more. For somebody who's working pretty much a full-time job and doing it part-time, it's much, much cheaper. Now, there's costs, and it means the runway can be very long before you're really up and going. But it's kind of a trade-off. I still think, ideally, for a young couple who are planting a church, if you can raise the funds and get into it full time, that's the way to go. Bang. But sometimes you're old and crusty with other commitments like me, and we just keep pushing along. We're eating the elephant just a bit slower than other people.
Well, mate, we'll look forward to hearing how the next mouthful goes next time we catch up. Thanks very much.
A weekend away, it's a great idea.
Thanks, Al. See you, mate.